Welcome, dear viewers. If you're new to the channel News Analysis, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon for instant updates on global news, politics, and more. The diplomatic relations between India and Canada, once characterized by mutual respect and strong trade partnerships, have reached a historic low. The growing tensions between the two nations have intensified over the last few months, culminating in a full-blown diplomatic crisis that threatens not only political ties but also trade and the stability of millions in both countries. The current diplomatic row stems from accusations made by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who publicly alleged that the Indian government may have been involved in the assassination of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Sikh separatist leader, on Canadian soil. Nijjar, an outspoken advocate for Khalistan, a proposed independent Sikh state, was gunned down in June 2023 in Surrey, British Columbia. Trudeau's claim, which he described as being based on credible intelligence, has shocked the international community. The Indian government was quick to reject the accusations, calling them baseless and accusing Canada of harboring Khalistani terrorists. The Indian Foreign Ministry labeled the accusations as absurd, further inflaming the situation. In the aftermath of Trudeau's accusations, diplomatic ties have plummeted. India responded by expelling a senior Canadian diplomat and issuing a statement urging Canada to take more action against extremist elements operating within its borders. In retaliation, Canada expelled a senior Indian diplomat from Ottawa, leading to a diplomatic standoff that shows no sign of resolution. The spat has led to a significant strain on formal diplomatic communication, as both countries have reduced staff at embassies and consulates. This has affected travel, visa processing, and other essential services, adding to the tension felt by the populations in both nations. The diplomatic fallout has now begun to impact economic and trade relations. India and Canada had been engaged in negotiations toward a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, CEPA, in a bid to strengthen bilateral trade. However, India has since announced a suspension of these trade talks, putting billions of dollars in trade at risk. India is Canada's ninth largest trading partner, with both countries trading in goods like energy, agriculture, technology, and pharmaceuticals. The suspension of trade talks has raised concerns among Canadian businesses with significant interests in India, as well as Indian companies with investments in Canada. One of the underlying issues in this conflict is Canada's large Sikh population, particularly the vocal minority that supports the Khalistan movement. India has long accused Canada of allowing pro-Khalistan groups to operate freely, arguing that this poses a direct threat to Indian sovereignty. The Indian government has consistently expressed concerns that these groups are fueling separatist sentiments and encouraging violence. On the other hand, Canadian officials, while acknowledging the presence of such groups, have stressed the importance of free speech and political activism. However, this delicate balance of protecting freedom of expression while addressing Indian concerns has come under strain, with India perceiving Canada's handling of the issue as inadequate. The impact of the strained relations goes beyond diplomatic circles and has created waves of anxiety within the Indian and Canadian diasporas. Canada is home to one of the world's largest Indian communities, many of whom are Punjabi Sikhs. Similarly, a significant number of Canadians live and work in India. The diplomatic tensions have left these communities concerned about visa restrictions, travel issues, and possible hostilities between governments that could affect their livelihoods. Indian students, one of the largest groups of international students in Canada, are also caught in the crossfire. With future study permits and visa processing potentially being delayed due to the diplomatic fallout, many are left unsure about their educational and professional futures. The escalating crisis between India and Canada has garnered attention from global powers like the United States and the United Kingdom, who are key allies of both nations. While these countries have yet to intervene directly, they are monitoring the situation closely, given the potential implications for regional stability and international trade. There have also been calls for mediation from other international organizations, encouraging both nations to resolve their differences through diplomatic dialogue rather than escalation. Experts believe that a prolonged standoff could have far-reaching consequences, not just for India and Canada, but for global diplomacy and international cooperation on issues like security, trade, and human rights. As of now, the relationship between India and Canada appears to have hit rock bottom, with neither side showing signs of backing down. The accusations, diplomatic expulsions, and the suspension of trade talks have all contributed to an atmosphere of distrust and animosity. What happens next is uncertain, But both countries face mounting pressure from their respective populations and international stakeholders to find a path forward. Whether through third-party mediation or direct talks, the hope is that these two once-closed nations can de-escalate tensions and restore their previously strong relationship. Thank you for watching. If you found this report helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth news coverage and analysis of global events. Stay informed, stay connected.